Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Uh, I hope you can hear me. I'm sure you can see me. If you can hear me, can you just give me a thumbs up so that I know that everything is good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please give me a thumbs up. I have put in some. Okay, nobody's responding, so I'm not sure whether you're hearing me. Okay, can you just give me a thumbs up or just okay? Good. Thank you, Kumar. Good, good. Okay. Welcome. More people are coming in. Before we start, just wanted to do some setups, housekeeping. Today's session is managing CPF for your retirement. I'd like to also welcome those who are new to IFL, Institute for Financial Literacy and Money Sense. Thank you, Shamil, for confirming as well. So before we begin, I'd like to get your cooperation, your help to log in to our digital school. It's called FinLearn at Academy. So I'm going to put the page up you'll see on screen anyway. FinLearn at Academy is our digital school where you can not just get materials from today's session. After the session, you'll be able to get the materials if you created an account and you log in. You can also enjoy access to our e-learning modules, especially curated for you, many different topics. You can do your own learning at your own time. So this is useful to open an account. It's a one-time effort. At the end of today's session, you also can get the slides after you complete the surveys, right? So we take a couple of minutes to go through this. Those who already have an account, you will just simply have to log in. Those who don't have account, you can just follow me through the steps. It's pretty simple. You can start by scanning the QR code you see on screen, or you can go to the URL, the website you see on step 1. Okay, so let me just walk through the process for you. So you can either type this URL that you see on the screen, or you scan the QR code. Let me put the URL on the chat as well, so it's also easier for everybody. I'll put it on the chat box so that you may also click on the URL. Otherwise, scan the QR code and it'll be ready to go. Okay, so I put the website, the URL on the chat box. You can also click there. Once you have scanned the QR code or click on the URL, you should be arriving at a page that looks like that, right? On the right, you see my arrow there, okay? Now for existing users, just log in. Either log into your socials if you have created an account through social media, or log in through your username and dedicated password. For new users, okay, first time you don't have an account with us, you just click register here at the bottom. Okay, you click register here as you see indicated or highlighted by the red circle, the red oval. Click register here and it should bring you to the next page, step 4, okay, to create an account. Creating an account, highly recommended, and I repeat this again, highly recommended that you use that you use the socials to create an account, Facebook or Google, so that it's a seamless step. Okay, after this, you already have an account the moment you create with socials, right? Because it captures your social media credentials, right? If you do not have social media or you want to create with a registered email, then you click on the blue bar that says register with email address, right? If you click with register with email address, you have to go through a few more steps. I will walk through the steps with you. If you have opened an account with socials, you are done. Okay, you would have an account set up. If you register with email address, you have to go to step 5 to type in your valid email address, which is your username. Fill in your name and click submit. You should get this checkbox, right? Those of you who have created your account through socials, you should also get this checkbox. Okay. Step 6, if you are using your email, you will get an OTP to your email address. To activate the account, you have to type in the OTP, verify the OTP on the email itself. Okay, verify the OTP and click verify. It will then ask you to set up a 12-character password. 12 characters, let me repeat that, 12 characters, 1 upper, 1 lower, 1 number, and 1 symbol. Okay, you can use show password to help you confirm your password. Then click activate when you're done. Right? This is the additional 2 steps for those who are not using social media. Key in the OTP and choose your password, 12 characters, and click activate. And that's it. Okay, you're done. You should be able to now log in to Finland. So once you've done that, please try to log in, either using your email that you just given, your new password, or log in through social media, those who have created an account with social media. Okay, Facebook for Facebook, Google for Google, respectively. Okay, you should then come to, okay, noted, Punhua. You can just let us know if you have any comments. Okay, please, if you are creating with your own email, make sure it's a valid email address, of course, and then remember to click activate my account, right? If you did not receive any activation email, please check your spam folder in case it goes in there. These are some of the common mistakes. So once you're done, please log in, whether it's through social media or through your through your registered email, log in to Finland Academy. You should come to this dashboard, this page that you see on step 2. Okay, this is where it is important today to click enter course ID. Okay, so you will go to try to look for the part where I just circled, the oval part, sorry, that says enter course ID, and enter today's course ID, which you see on the screen in this box, right? Course ID is WK10850, Whiskey Korea 10850, so that you will get today's materials after the session, right? You don't want to get some other materials, right? So click the course ID and click submit. Submit, blue button on the right. Okay, pretty simple. I hope you can follow. Okay, Kumar, you're fast, you're expert, so you know where to go. I'm just going slowly for those who are first timers. Once you are done, created the course ID, return to dashboard. Okay, and please begin the pre-course survey and pre-course assessment. So Kumar and the rest, those who have not done it, please begin. You should, when you go back to dashboard, look for this folders that says pre-training assessment and pre-training survey. Okay, remember pre-training survey and pre-training assessment. Complete the ones that is for the topic today, managing CPF for your retirement. Click the green button to begin. A few questions for survey, pretty straightforward, and then do the assessment, which is also simple, 5 very simple MCQ questions. Do not worry if you're unsure of the answers. Simply select do not know or not confident. Okay, then click summary and submit when done, and everything is good. You're done. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to do this pre-training survey and pre-training assessment. Anybody has any questions, please unmute to ask, or you can type on the chat box. I'm looking to the left sometimes because I've got another screen to see your responses. Okay, so please complete that. Do not go to the post-training survey. Okay, post means after today's session. So do not go to the post-training survey. We will do that at the end of the session. And after that, you can download the course materials. Okay, so just stop at the pre-training, complete the pre-training survey and pre-training assessment, and that's it. Okay. Thank you, Shamil. Very good. If you're done, please indicate like what Shamil and Kumar has, or sorry, Nanta has indicated that you are done so that I can proceed. Any questions, please let me know. If you are still struggling to open an account, please let me know as well. I can repeat the steps 1, 2, 3. This is a one-time effort. Once you have an account, going forward with our sessions is very straightforward. You can also enjoy the e-learning materials. You can share with your friends and family to give this resource available to them as well. Okay. Institute for Financial Literacy. We are the outreach arm of Money Sense, together with Singapore Polytechnic. International, the Institute conducts free and unbiased sessions, financial planning sessions for the public. So we are not selling any products. We cannot sell any products as well. All the trainers are not conflicted. They are not insurance agents. They were in the industry many years ago, and they've all been doing training now. So this gives you and gives to the public the confidence that you can ask questions, you can learn without worry about any sales effort to follow behind. Okay. Once you're done, please again indicate on the chat box so that I can proceed. I shall proceed in any case in about 2 to 3 minutes time. Okay, we have about 8 participants today, so I would hope that at least get a few more people who tell me that they are done. Meanwhile, those who have done, maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you to a Mentimeter site. So I'm going to ask you some poll questions. If you can just go to the Mentimeter site, which you see on screen now, simply scan the QR code or type menti.com, www.menti.com. I've also put the link on the chat box, and type in the and enter today's poll code 36765472. Thank you very much. Just want to get some feedback, right? Okay, SK Lim, let me just post the survey link again. Survey link, let me just copy here and post it on to the chat box. So those of you who have come in late, please begin the survey by going to Finland Academy. And then if you are already let me just go through steps 1, 2. So those who are doing the poll, continue to do the poll on Menti. I will just quickly go through one more time the Finland Academy registration process so that those who are late can follow through. So scan the QR code or type the URL you see on step 1, right? Thereafter you should arrive at this page, the login page. You see my arrow indicating there, login page. For existing users, just log in according to your credentials that you've set up, either log in through socials or log in through username and password. If you're a new user, you have to set up an account first. New user, please go to the bottom and click register here. Step 3, register here. Okay, which will bring you to step 4, to create an account. Highly recommended that you use socials to create your account, either Facebook or Google, because if you use that, you are done. You've already, that's it. You've come to the end, right? If not, you have to register with an email address by filling in email address and clicking submit, and then submitting, and then verifying your account through an OTP that will be sent to your email address. Okay, step 6. And you have to select a 12-character password, right? Did you see on screen? One upper, one lower, one number, one symbol, 12 characters. Confirm the password and activate account. Okay, so all these steps will not be required if you use socials. And then you are ready to open an account. Once you open an account, then please go and log in, right? Enter the course ID, look for the course ID box, enter course ID. Today's course ID is on screen, WK10850, right? I'll type it on the chat box again, 10850. And associate the course, click submit, so that you can get today's course materials when done, and then return to dashboard. Return to dashboard, begin the pre-training survey and pre-training assessment. Just follow through the steps, click the green button to begin, and then submit. And then assessment, click the green button to begin, click summary and submit. Okay, do not go to the post surveys. Post is to be done after the session. All right. Okay, so we will, let's see, what was the poll results? Those who just joined, you can please complete and so log into Finland.
Lavender.
Right.
Please mind the platform.
Okay, somebody is giving me the MRT announcement. You can mute yourself, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so those who have just joined, please make sure you log in to Finland and complete your pre-training survey and assessment, right? Okay, I'm going to start with the session now by going back to the poll. So the first thing I asked was what are people's age range. So, okay, we have both ends now, seen as well under 30 and above 50, which is interesting. So that gives me, so I have to also look at pre-retirees. Okay, so that's the first poll question. Second question, that you see on screen, can you just continue with the poll? Let me know when do you expect to stop formal work? Formal work, we all know that in today's context, sometimes people don't retire, but when do you expect to stop formal work, full-time work, rather? Okay, so give us your feedback. It's good to know the context. You can scan the QR code or go to menti.com and use the code shown on screen, 36765472. So we have 3 responses, 4 responses. Okay. Any more? So never. Okay. I think formal work, maybe never is a bit too extreme, but okay, I get your point. Some people feel as though you're going to work until you cannot work, right? Okay, 60, 65 is, yeah, so therefore the official retirement age is there. Interesting, people hope to stop work or aim to stop work at 55, 51 to 55. Okay, formal stopping of formal work, that's also a personal target. The reason for this question is because, of course, when you stop formal work earlier, you have longer periods in retirement, and therefore that will have implication on retirement adequacy, right? Okay, so for feedback, let's go to the next question. What do you think is the lifespan, average lifespan of men and women in Singapore, right? Just average, what do you think is the lifespan? 2 responses are going for 80 to 89, 1 for 70 to 79. Okay. So you are not wrong. The current data shows that average life expectancy is 80 to 89, barring any unexpected. So generally we are in Asia one of the society which has quite long lifespans. Pros and cons, right? I think we all know what that means. So this is one of the data. So bear in mind that you may actually live longer than you expect. Okay. And the last question, $1 million question: what is the income? What income do you expect you will need per month in today's dollars? In retirement, right? In today's dollars. Okay. All right, so we see that this is evenly spread across a range. Anybody choosing the lower range? Or okay, so now you have a little bit more tilt towards above 3,000 in today's dollars rather per month per person individually, right, for yourself. Okay, so bear in mind these numbers. Why I'm asking these numbers, so we set the context, okay? Because later on we talk about retirement adequacy. Although this topic is focusing on CPF for your retirement, we do have other modules to help you assess how do you go about assessing your retirement income needs, right? How do you do it logically? How do you factor inflation, for example, right? How do you do it step by step? So do look for our other sessions, our other workshops called Assessing Your Retirement Income. Okay. Thank you very much for your participation in the poll. Very fun. I hope you all got a little bit of insights this morning on Saturday morning. So I'm going to bring you back to our slides, our deck itself, which is today's topic, of course. Once again, let me just adjust certain things to get things out of the way. Okay, so you see managing CPF for retirement is our topic. Today, we are delivering it as IFL, Institute for Financial Literacy. This is who we are, partnership between Money Sense and Singapore Polytechnic. Again, I do encourage you, and I think it's a wonderful, to me, it's a wonderful platform to be able to get resources. They are not only free, which is always good, they are also unbiased, so there is no, you hear a lot from the industry and all that, which is perfect. The salespeople in the industry are trying to, but they are all doing their job. They all obviously have to also make sure that they promote some of their products as well. But it's good to hear from them, good to hear from the expertise as to what they have to offer, but also use IFL as a sounding board to get an unbiased perspective. Right? You can come to us from our website. So for those of you who are not familiar with IFL, this is our website, ifl.org.sg. Quite easy to remember, ifl.org.sg. And then you can look for our courses here under events. So you see my cursor highlighting events. So you can see events there, and you can sign up for more events, more sessions that's upcoming in December as well, right? Looking at some investing topics, looking at estate planning, as well as planning for retirement, which is broader than CPF. So maybe you can also attend that one, because that looks at really working the numbers, right? Beyond just obviously CPF, but looking at how to assess your needs. And of course, we got our very popular Money Sense for your child, given the school holiday period. Okay, so take advantage of all these sessions. They are for free. They are all done online, so pretty easy. Just register by clicking View Detail that you see on the right side. At the same time, I mentioned we have Finland Academy, the digital academy. You've opened your account, and you can also come to us for our digital clinic, right? Our one-to-one financial health clinic. So this is what you see you can register through our website, or you can scan the QR code that you see on screen, which is a digital one-to-one consultation with a licensed financial planner or one of our trainers. And the licensed financial planner do not sell products, so you're quite safe there. All right. So these are some of the offerings we do have. So take advantage of some of these topics, some of these programs that's curated for you, and to help you close certain gaps in your knowledge, as well as improve your financial literacy and your confidence to take action, right? Okay, so coming back to the slide, I've already shown you life expectancy in Singapore. For male, actually it's gone up to 80. For female, you live a bit longer. Okay, so ladies, well, good news, you live a bit longer. You may also need to be more careful in terms of giving yourself enough of retirement income and retirement savings, as well as health insurance. So take notes of that. As we grow older, there will be the issue of healthcare costs, right? So let's focus on some of the key needs in retirement before we go into the CPF topics. So in retirement, it is pretty obvious that we need to have a home, home ownership, a roof over our heads, and we want to also be able to have some savings to, or some insurance, especially take care of health matters. Healthcare financing is a big issue, and we have MediShield. We have our insurance, national insurance program, universal insurance. We call it because it applies to everybody. MediShield for big ticket hospital costs, CareShield, right, or ElderShield for long-term care. Okay, and of course, in retirement, we also need to look at retirement income for lifestyle and expenses, right? Okay, so today we will focus really on the CPF part, in terms of managing your CPF monies. CPF, of course, also provides your insurance, right? Your MediSave pays. You've been saving all these years, growing your healthcare sum in MediSave, so that you can have the sufficient resources to pay the premiums for the universal insurance. Some of us also buy private sector insurance on top of the CPF insurance schemes, because we want to be a bit more assured in terms of coverage. So make sure that you also make sure you build up enough of savings for that. Okay. So retirement income, just now I asked $1 million question, right? How much do you need per month? I think the majority pushes from 3K upwards. Okay. Is those who are able to manage with 2 to 3K in today's dollars. That's pretty good. I think you should see whether you can look at some of the items which may be driven by inflation, and whether that's still sufficient, right? So when you consider retirement income, that $1 million question, 3 key variables, right? 3 key variables that I've already touched on. One is how long you live, right? Life expectancy. Simple mathematics will tell you that the longer you live, you have every year you have to fund that cost, right? Not just on the retirement income, but also on healthcare risk. Then, of course, the other variable is your desired lifestyle. Okay, I think that's very, very logical. The question is whether you eat at cafes and restaurants, most of the time during the week, or you do home cook food, or you eat at coffee shops and all that stuff. I think there's a little bit of definitely the great deal of difference in terms of the desired lifestyle. Again, things like your aspirations as you retire. Inflation has come to our minds, especially after COVID. Before COVID, nobody really bothers about inflation. Now people are worried because after COVID and the supply shocks, we've seen that prices have gone up. And although data shows, or official data shows, that the trend is actually stabilizing and in fact softening, some of the sticky numbers are still there, right? Because as we all know, prices go up very fast. It tends to be sticky before it comes down. It only comes down when there's a significant shock, right? Like an inflation or an unemployment crisis. So my personal take is that some of these inflationary costs will stick around. So therefore, we have to look at our budget. What we spend every month, line by line. We have tools for that as well. We go to our website. There's a tools page. You can look at your spending plan. We have a spending tracker, spending planner. You can simply download that. It's an Excel file, and you can use that to chart your expenses and project forward and see some of these expenses. Are they going to come down in prices, or are they going to be sticky, like what I said, right? So these are key variables to consider when you are estimating that magical number, right? How much you want to retire, right? The thought and the questions in our head is obviously some of these things, right? How much do I need to save for? How long do I need it for? Because if you spend too much and you live long, you are blessed, and you live to 100, you could run out of savings, right? But on the other hand, if you spend, if you sort of too extreme, right? You spend too little, or you are depriving yourself of your hard-earned savings. And in your latter years, we also want to relax and to really reap some of the benefits of our work and our savings all this year. So you're always juggling these two things, right? So therefore, CPF and CPF Life, many of you will be aware, is the universal base, one of the schemes to help address this issue, risk of outliving your savings, but giving you enough of income to support some of your lifestyle needs. Okay, so that's where we come to CPF. I must admit, when I was in my 30s, when I started work, even in my mid-30s, I didn't really appreciate CPF as a lot. To me, CPF was just money put aside, cannot see, no touch, and then you don't feel it. It's like you don't really even consider that as part of your asset, right? You don't actively manage it as well. You use it for your housing loan, of course. So that's the only thing I associate with CPF. But as I reached closer to 50, for me it's a bit late. When I reached closer to 50, early 50s, I began to regret to some extent that I didn't manage my CPF well enough. I wish I could turn back the clock and top up more along the way so that I can benefit from compound interest, right? Because compound interest is always great when you're younger. A bit late when you are 50, much better if you are 30, right? You have the benefit of compounding. So that was a little bit of my personal insights. I wish I would started earlier, realizing the benefit of optimizing this CPF compounding, this risk-free rate, right? You don't have to think about investment losing money. It's a risk-free rate. So for those who are in, I don't know, the population just now, I did an age poll. There's a couple of people who are in the younger side. I hope you understand what I'm saying and do something for yourself. You have the benefit of being on the right side of the age spectrum. You have enough of time to compound. Start now, start soon, don't delay. For those of us who are in their 50s and for me even beyond, is you can't do anything about the past. So therefore now you have to, but also hopefully you have many more years of accumulating your resources. So now focus on best ways to deploy that resource, protect that resource. And then one of the key resources is CPF. Okay. So I'm just going to run this. So most of you who are approaching 55, you know where this is coming from, but this is something that just to help set the context, right? So it's a video. If you don't hear the sound, let me know. I think you should be hearing the sound. Here we go.
When you turn 55, a retirement account will be created for you. While your MediSave account will remain unchanged, your special account and ordinary account savings up to the full retirement sum will be transferred to your RA. This will provide you with monthly payouts in your golden years for as long as you live under CPF Life. Here are some things to think about before you turn 55. Check if you're still using your OA savings to pay for your housing loan and premiums for the Home Protection Scheme and Dependents Protection Scheme. As long as you continue to work, you and your employer will contribute to your CPF accounts. Make it a point to check if you'll have enough CPF savings to cover your ongoing payments, as your total contribution and allocation rates will decrease after the age of 55. You can also set aside cash for your payments, so be sure to plan ahead. If you need to use your OA savings to pay for your housing loan beyond age 55, you can reserve a portion of it. Take note that by doing so, your monthly payouts will be lower. And now for the most important thing. Consider the desired amount you want to receive as your monthly payouts in retirement. Your payouts depend on how much you set aside as your retirement sum at age 55. If you'd like to receive higher monthly payouts for as long as you live, you can set aside a larger retirement sum through cash top-ups or CPF transfers. You can also start your payouts anytime between age 65 and 70. Don't worry if you can't remember what we've just covered. We'll send you a letter about 6 months before your 55th birthday on all that you need to know. And that's it. Be ready for your future with CPF. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos.
Okay, so first things first, anybody can recognize the voice person, the voice talent. This is just a fun thing, huh? So you can just tap the name on the chat box. Okay, very famous personality of regrettably is no longer with us. But so she's a voice on the video. So the other thing is this. So you will be getting an RA account when it turns 55, and the RA account will be set up so that eventually it will fund, and you are being asked at 55 whether you want to fund up to the FRS or just keep it at the basic retirement sum, which is half of the full retirement sum. The advice, of course, is to fund the full retirement sum. Why? Because the earlier you fund at 55, it will give you 10 years, right? 10 solid years of compounding. Again, I keep using the word, the power of compounding is so important, right? So you can compound, and then by the time you reach 65, you have a much higher nest egg to take part in CPF Life, which is an insurance product to pay you monthly income for the rest of your life. So the larger you have in terms of your RA, the larger the payout would be, right? There's a couple of people who ask, well, what if I cannot meet my FRS full retirement sum at 55? No worries. You start with what you have. You can just also put in the basic retirement sum for your age group, right? So every time for each cohort when you reach 55, you will have your own respective basic retirement numbers, full retirement numbers, and enhanced retirement numbers. Okay, so that's I will show you those numbers in the next couple of slides, right? So what is CPF Life? Again, just to set some context, CPF Life is an insurance product, not an investment product. There's some people who think that they put money in CPF Life to make money, right? It's not an investment product. The interest that you put in CPF Life as part of the plans, part of which is used to meet your monthly payouts, and part is to buy the insurance to protect you in case you live very longer than the average expectancy. Okay, so you will never outlive your your CPF savings. So if you live beyond your average life expectancy, the monies that you put in your RA will have exhausted. But because you are part of this insurance scheme, the earnings from the larger pool will continue to pay your monthly retirement payouts, right? So at age 55, again, just to recap, RA account will be opened up for you to set aside your retirement sum. You have to decide at 55 what is the sum. Do you go for the full retirement sum, which is advised, or do you put aside only half of your full retirement sum? You can do either one, or you can go even further and put to the enhanced retirement sum for your age cohort. Okay, at 65, you will be included into CPF Life. You can start your payouts, but you don't have to. You can start at 65, but you can wait. If you still have other sources of income, you may be working still, then you can actually delay. The benefits of delaying is that your monthly payout amounts increase by even up to 7% per month. So if you delay every year you delay, the monthly payout sum grows, right? At age 70, the plan defaults you to start on CPF Life Standard. So if you do not select by then, so 70 is the hard stop. So these are some of the big picture, right? So yeah, so at age 65, as the graphic shows, if you start, then you'll get your desired payout for the rest of your life. There are 3 plans. We'll talk about it later on, but basically you'll get either of the plans, you'll get your payouts, right? Depending on the plans you choose, the amounts differ. Okay, so just now we talked about how much you want to get or how much you think you need in retirement. Most people aim for 3,000 and above, right? So 3,000 and above, CPF Life will not pay you everything. CPF Life, as it is today, even the enhanced figure that you reach, even you put the highest beyond full retirement sum, you go to the enhanced retirement sum, you probably will not reach 3,000, but it will give you at least half of that, right? It will give you at least 1,500, maybe 1,600 of that. So you have CPF Life in a way like meets 50% of your desired monthly income. We're talking about today's dollars first, forget about inflation. So if today you need $3,000, today you're retiring, right? Today you're turning 65, you need $3,000. CPF Life, if you have put in your full retirement sum when you were 55, will give you at least half of your income. Okay, so these are numbers that are worked through the CPF Life estimator or the payout estimator, right? So if you are aiming for, if you are able to, this is again for people who are turning 55 this year. Okay, some of you are younger than 55, so your full retirement sum will be different from what is this year, obviously, right? I'll show you in the next slide what you can expect. This year, if you're turning 55, okay, the full retirement sum is 198,800. Okay, and like I said, if you set aside your full retirement sum based on a simple power of compounding by 65, this sum will grow, right? Will grow to close to 300,000, right? And the CPF monthly payout will be in this range. So this is an estimator, of course. You can use CPF. The CPF website has a CPF Life estimator. You can put in your own numbers and then estimate how much you get if you retire today, or if you set aside the full retirement sum at 55 today. So it gives you a sense of, you can see if I need 3,000 today per month, if I put aside this amount, this is the kind of stuff I will get, right? Obviously, if you put aside less, you decide not to hit the full retirement sum, but the basic retirement sum, then of course the payments will be less. Then you have to decide where you're going to fill the gap, right? If you only meet the basic retirement sum, there is a condition that there is a so-called property pledge. Nothing changed. It just means that if in event you sell your property, the net proceeds will first be used to top up your CPF retirement account, right? So that you can bring you up to your full retirement sum. Okay. So these are some of the details of the retirement account. For those of you who coming to 55, you can look forward to a new RA account on your 55th birthday. The interest rates, these are the minimum interest rates. In fact, you get slightly more. You get up to 5% for your retirement account. The rest of the interest, there is some, these are the floor rates. Okay, so these are the minimum floor rates, right? Those of you who have been following the newspaper will know that some of the interest rate has actually gone up slightly from 4 to 4.04, right? In this quarter. Okay. So below 55, these are your interest rates that you get. Those of you who are in the younger group, you will know that you get this interest rate for your account, and your focus. You should be focused, if you are focusing on retirement, focusing on growing this pot called the SA, right? The SA is powerful because if you put money in, it compounds, and then the first 60,000 also does give you slightly higher. But even at 4%, it's pretty good compounding, and now it's 4.04 actually. Okay, so I shared with you earlier that when I was younger, it never dawned on me on the power of putting aside small amount but let it compound, right? So those of you who are younger now, perhaps this is something that I can share with you. You can benefit from my hindsight and start topping up your SA when you have spare monies. Of course, topping up your SA means long term. You don't put in and then after that say that you want to take it out. You can't, right? It's really for your retirement. Okay, but the power of compounding is there. For those of us above 55, your RA gets 4% as well, but you get in your combined balance, first 30,000 you get up to 6%. So it's actually more than 4, right? You get enhanced interest for the first 30,000 of combined balances, and the next 30,000 you get another 1%, right? So there's additional interest booster for the first 60,000 of combined balances. Okay, so this sort of helped those of us who are in this age group to grow our funds faster. So this is just to illustrate the first, what I shared just now, the first 30,000 gets 2% more, right? If you have age 55 and above, so first 30,000 you get 6, next 30,000 you get 5%, and then so forth, okay? So it's thus the summary, the takeaway is grow your RA as much as you can, right? So if you can, top up to your full retirement sum or even your enhanced retirement sum, okay? There is an annual cap, so but every year you can top up to that cap. The reason for topping up is obvious, right? The bigger your RA nest egg that you can top up, and the earlier you can do that, it has more time to compound and you can grow to a larger nest egg by the age of 65, okay? So to enjoy and to make sure that you can boost your retirement payouts, obviously reduce your CPF outflows, boost your savings through top-ups, right? That's what I said, and start your payouts later. If at 65 you're still working, you can start at 66, 67, so forth. Okay. Reducing your CPF outflows for those of us who are younger. If you have spare cash, and I like to use the word lazy money outside the CPF world, consider using the lazy money to pay for your mortgage or pay down your housing loan, right? Rather than using CPF, because CPF is risk-free. At the very minimum, you get 2.5%. I showed you just now, you actually get more than that for the first 60,000. So think twice also before using CPF for investments. Okay, CPF is, again, should be something that you lock in and you don't want to subject it to capital loss, right? So an RA account, again, just to recap how it works. So for those who are turning 55 this year, right, 2023, the full retirement sum is 198,800. Okay, so if you are able to meet your full retirement sum, right, whatever that is in excess of 198,800, and the first 5,000, of course, everybody can draw the first 5,000. Whatever is in excess, you can technically withdraw at age 55. Okay, many people don't lah. It's very obvious why they don't, right? Because you draw the excess savings and then what, right? You put into risky assets or you put into poorly performing assets, you are actually worse off, right? So most people actually keep it in CPF, or they actually go up to the ERS, not just the FRS, but they go to the enhanced retirement sum. Okay. What if you have less than the full retirement sum? Okay, you don't have the 198,800 or whatever figure that is replicable to you at the time you return 55. No worries, you can still put in whatever you have, right? The amount that you put in may not be the full retirement sum, but the more you put in, like I said, it gives you a higher payout later on, right? If you just meet the basic retirement sum, if you say that, okay, I don't want to go for the full retirement sum, in fact, I don't even want to put in whatever I have, I just want to meet the basic for my year. So this year, the basic retirement sum is 99,400. So you can meet the basic retirement sum, okay? And any balance, you can also withdraw, right? You can, okay? But think carefully whether you want to withdraw and waste it away. Just be careful. This is your retirement nest egg. It's not something to be blown off within 1 year, right? There's a property pledge, as I mentioned, which just undertakes that you will, if your remaining property lease can cover you to the age of 95, you can just top up the basic retirement sum. Okay. Okay, so if you don't even have that basic retirement sum, the minimum you can set aside is 60,000, and you'll be able to be eligible for CPF Life as well, right? The interest that you earn over the years is significant, right? So if at 55, if you have met your full retirement sum this year, right? By the time you reach 65, I showed you just now, the money will grow to almost 300,000, right? And then from there you can, based on this 300,000, today's money, you'll be able to get a CPF Life payout for the rest of your life between 1,500 to 1,600, and that's half of your 3,000 that you expect for your monthly income. yes, it's half, it's not full, but half is the important half is 50%. Then you can see where you can plug in the other 50%, right? Through additional savings, through additional insurance, through additional investments. Okay. Okay, so any questions so far before we proceed? We just want to stop here before I go to the topic up. Any questions? Okay.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
On the property pledge.
You
You mentioned that the amount should last the person till age 95, as in the remaining lease, is it?
Yeah, the remaining lease, yeah.
Okay. And then the pledging of the property will be 50% of the current market value, is it? Or how does it work?
No, the pledging is they actually don't put a percentage. Basically, it's just an undertaking that if you should sell your property, the net proceeds, right, after paying off whatever loans that you have, the net proceeds will return to CPF, which is what people do anyway, right? The net proceeds go to CPF. But where does it go to CPF? It doesn't go to the ordinary account. It will try to go to your RA first to build it up to the full retirement sum.
I see. So let's say if I have a 60,000 balance, like what you say in the example, they can top up my property to the 190.
You can top up your RA. They will top up your RA
to the
account. Correct.
So that's to say they will top up 120,000 and then making 198 because I have a balance of 60,000.
Correct.
Okay. Then the second question is, so when I sell my property, I have to put back 120,000 back to OA. Where do I put it back to?
So if you sell your property and you have not met your full retirement sum, right? So in other words, you just made your basic, right? So it will go back to CPF, right? It will go back to CPF, and the CPF will recognize that you have an RA which hasn't met the full retirement sum, right? And therefore, this 120,000, the proceeds will be first applied to bring you to your full retirement sum. Maybe your RA now has only 60,000. To reach 198, you need another, whatever, 130,000, right? So if your proceeds is not enough, they will just use everything, bring you closer. If your proceeds is more than enough, after meeting the full retirement sum, the balance will reside in your OA.
To go to OA, yeah. But my just to clarify my question, I don't need to sell my property. I can still live in my property and pledge.
Yeah. So if you have not sold yet, you can continue to live in it. There's no change. Nothing has changed. It only happens when you should decide to sell a property, downgrade or whatever.
Okay. My last question is, if I were to pass on, okay, and then I choose one of the CPF life that either the I get more or my next of kin gets more, right? So as they were to sell my property, will the 120,000 or 30,000 we are looking at will still be will it be still something that CPF will take? You understand?
No, okay. Yeah. So I think there comes to a bigger picture. So if you pass on and you have made a CPF nomination, for example, whatever if you have passed on, obviously you'll be past 65 most likely, right? You would have started your CPF life monthly payouts, right? Let's say, right?
That's right.
So so let's say you whatever 80 you pass on. If at 80, depending on the three plans that you talk about, whatever is balanced in your CPF life premium, right? Because CPF life, think of it as an insurance product. You put the premium upfront lump sum. So they will use your premium to give you every month plus interest. So they will add the interest element and they'll give you every month. But let's say at 80 you pass on, there's a balance in your premium not used yet, right?
Right.
They will return that premium to your nominees.
Okay.
Right, to your nominees. If you have made a nomination, if you're not made a nomination, it gets a bit more complex. It goes under the intestacy law. But it goes to your nominees and they will get the balance of the premium. So there is no There's no loss from a premium perspective.
No, but if I pledge the property and pass on, will they still take the money? That's my question.
No.
Nothing.
So if you pledge a so your property remains there. They will not take your property. Because by the time you're starting, when you have started your CPF life payouts, right? You either have met your full retirement sum, or you are still operating on somewhere in between basic and full retirement sum. Your property is still something you continue to stay. They will not take it away, right? It's just that if you're not met your full retirement sum, then obviously from 65 onwards, your check will not be as big as if it would be if you had met your full retirement sum.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, good question. Anything else? Okay, so let me just proceed with where's my screen share. So you should be seeing what are you seeing now? Okay, you're seeing okay, so so it's definitely important to top up. It's quite clear. So topping up will why you see this? So topping up is going to be able to enhance your return. So it's very important that you do that. It's something which we all are aware. So you can boost it below 55 by topping up to your SA, right? Above 55, whatever you top up goes into your RA. Okay, so you see the annotation there. Get my arrow so it's easier to talk. Okay. Right. So using cash to top up would be, again, like I mentioned, if you have lazy cash out there, you either pay off your housing loan, or if you find that to me, paying off your housing loan is most important because housing loan will definitely be more than the interest for CPF, right? So you want to pay off the one that is costing you the most. Any additional, but can also go to top ups to meet your FRS, and you can also go towards your ERS, right? I mean, ERS is triple your basic. So basic retirement sum times 2 becomes full. Basic retirement sum times 3 becomes your ERS. Okay. You can always top up to the current ERS. Benefit of cash top up, you get additional 8,000 that you can claim as tax relief to help you boost. You can also boost. You can also top up for your loved ones, right? Match retirement scheme, which will be running to 2025, is for those who qualify. Just to let you know, you will know whether you qualify or not because they will inform you lah. Okay, so there's no need to apply. So they have not informed you, then you're not qualified. This is really for those who are struggling to build their CPF balances. So the government will top up dollar for dollar up to $600 per year, right? So yeah, so this is for those who are, especially the low wage workers in our community. So this is just for information. So for those who have there are some people who are already retirees, and they're not earning an income. Ask them to check whether they qualify for match top up, because again, it's dollar for dollar up to $600 per year, right? The maximum amount will be 3,000 over 5 years. You can also top up to not just through cash, but moving from your OA to your SA or your RA. Obviously, this is one way to grow as well. If you've already paid off your housing loan, you're not committing, your OA is not committed to a lot of other expenses, then please consider topping especially if you're already in your late 40s coming to 50s, right? I find it makes a lot of sense because you top up, you are already very close to, in another 10 years, you can actually compound that value. Okay, so you take advantage of that. So this is a slide that I was telling you just now. It gives you a projection of your full retirement sum. Okay, so this year, those turning 55, your basic retirement sum is 99,400. Your full retirement sum is times 2. Your enhanced retirement sum is times 3 of the basic. Okay, so that's how it works. Those who are turning 55 next year, your numbers are there on screen. and 2025, 26, 27, and so forth. Okay, this is the visibility up to 2027. We don't have definite numbers beyond, but you can see the grade of the change is usually within a range, right? This rate of change factors into the basic cost of living, our CPI index, the couple of stuff that goes into these numbers. Okay, so you know your full retirement sum going to 2027, right? You know where your base of your SA now is, how much you have in your OA. If you can meet it, you are done, right? Very good. You can look forward to the ERS. Can you talk about the ERS, right? There's a next goal for you. If you are looking at basic retirement sum, that's fine as well. So this is the BRS, and this is where it comes with the so-called property pledge that was just questioned just now. Okay. Starting your payouts later. Starting your payouts later has these benefits, right? So I gave you the example. So for somebody who turned 55 today, this year, they put aside, they made your FRS. By 65, they were looking at this monthly payout per month, okay, in today's dollars. If they continue to work, maybe 65, they're still working. Each year that you defer your payouts, it potentially increase by 7%. So you can see the benefits if you don't need the money at 65, okay, but you can start anytime from 65 onwards. So the 3 CPF life plans that just now Kumar was alluding to, right? The escalating plan, standard plan, and basic plan, right? So the basic plans is a legacy of the old minimum sum scheme. Basically, they are going to just use whatever money you have put aside for in your RA, and they will give you a monthly payout. So the monthly payout will be lower than standard, right? At the start off, and if your balances are low, it potentially it will go down because it just consumes whatever you have in your RA, and the interest element the interest earned will be smaller as your balances come down. Okay, but the basic plan also gives you income for life. So not to worry about running out of your balance, because you, as part of CPF Life, portion of your RA will be put into the insurance scheme called CPF Life, and then they will pay you your monthly income for the rest of your life. But the amount that you get is lower than standard. Okay. Standard plan pays level payouts. The amounts do not go down, right? It just pays level payouts because it takes your lump sum and it will pay you every month from that lump sum in your RA at 65, plus a portion of interest earned, and whatever there is the remaining interest, they will invest or they will put into an insurance pool for insurance hedging, so that everybody in the pool risk share. So as you know, insurance is how it works. We all share risk, right? We buy a accident plan, or we buy a whole life policy. The insurer, will pool everybody's risk, because not everybody is going to get an accident or die at 65, right? So they pool it. So similarly, CPF Life, that's how it works, right? They pool your all the funds together, and the interest that is earned from those pool is your insurance hedge. So they will make sure that it's able to pay a steady stream for everybody for the rest of their life. Those who live shorter, right? You will get back. Their beneficiaries will get back the remaining balance of unused premiums. Those who live to very long, okay, you are champion, you live to 110 or 120, you will be getting more out of CPF Life than what you put in, basically, because you've lived very long. So the balance is the risk, right? So this is how the insurance plan works. Escalating plans factors into, in fact, sort of tries to factor inflation by increasing 2% every year. So the payout starts lower. The payout starts lower than the standard plan, but it increases 2% every year, right? You can check for yourself what works for you. You can use CPF Life Estimator to look at the actual dollars and see whether it makes sense for you. Everybody has a different take. If you are confident of having enough of additional source of income to take care of inflation, you may want to start with a higher payout plan and keep it level, keep it steady. If you don't need the money early, you're more concerned with inflation, you may want to choose the escalating plan, right? So go and check out a bit more. You can use the CPF Life Planner. I'll introduce that to you later on. CPF Life website has a very customized plan for you individually. You use your SingPass to enable it, and they capture your CPF data, and then you can look at what are the outcomes for each plans. You can look at the various scenarios, right? So just by way of background, this is how CPF Life works, right? CPF Life will deduct your savings from your RA and put into insurance product, okay, called CPF Life Premium, right? And then, like I said just now, they will pay your premium will of course earn interest, right? They will pay your monthly check, your monthly payouts from deducting from your CPF your premiums that you put in, plus a portion of the interest, okay? When the premium is depleted, right? Let's say the premium is calculated to deplete roughly around age 75, 80, which is more or less slightly shorter than the average life expectancy. You will still continue to receive monthly payouts. How? Why? Because of this interest co-sharing among everybody, right? Because not everybody will live to 80, 85. Unfortunately, life is unpredictable. Some will live shorter, some will live longer. Those who pass on earlier, they will get back whatever unused premium in the orange box, right? And for those, of course, who, like I said, live to 120, you will be consuming all of your orange box plus. Then the risk pool will help fund those who live very long. Okay. So how do you get payouts that you want to? Okay, learn about the plans, use CPF Life Estimator, consider topping up, and okay, so this is the QR code for CPF Life Estimator. You can go and try it now. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to go through it now, but you can go and try it later on. The other one is to go to CPF Life Planner, right? So I think this QR code brings you there. You can check later on. I'll bring you to the website as well. So I'm bringing you to the CPF website. You can use the CPF Planner to help you plan, get a sense of what can you expect. Okay, with this nest egg, what can you expect? With this nest egg, what can you expect? Right, and then you see that expectation. Does it meet 50%, 60% of your retirement income needs? Right, then you know how much gap you have to fill. Right. Okay, so what is the CPF premium balance? What is the life premium balance? So CPF life premium balance. Okay, so go back to Jennifer's question. I think she's talking about this part, right? So this is the unused premium for someone who's, so if you join CPF life at 65, or someone joins CPF life at 65 and unfortunately passes on at 70 or 75, there will be balance in the premium. So that will be returned to the beneficiaries. Okay. Okay. Let me just bring you to CPF pages, which is, I think, useful for today's session, just to wrap up.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, just now you mentioned about the basic retirement sum and full retirement sum.
Yeah. Okay.
So assuming at this moment I'm at the basic retirement fund, and already beyond 55, is there any way to top up?
Oh yes, you can continue topping up even until the day you start. Before you start your CPF life payout, you can continue to top up, right? You can continue to top up to your RA, because what age again you are? 55, is it? 56. So you already have an RA, so top up to your RA. You can continue topping up to your RA as and when you can, right? So that means that you have between 56 to 65, you have 9 years of compounding, right?
So is it you do is there rules that how much you can top up per year or anything like that?
You can top up to the maximum of that year's ERS. Just now I showed you the table, right? Every year you got a basic, full, and the ERS, right? So 2023, this is the top. Let me just show the slide again. Get the slide. So 2023, this is the cap for this year is 298,200. Right, the ERS is the cap. Okay, so you can top up to that level.
So maximum is up to that level.
For every year.
Every year.
Next year will be 308,700 and then so forth.
Okay, so when let's say 2023, can top up until 298K.
Correct.
So assuming in basic retirement sum is 99, so another 200K.
Yep.
So based on your tables on the payout, so-called at the age of 55,
payouts.
As in they call it not payout, the full retirement sum or the enhancement fund at the age of 55. So
correct.
What you are recommending or the discussion here, as much as individual can, you just keep on topping up every year.
Correct. So as much as you can, the benefits of topping up is that, again, topping up two things, right? Top up the amount and early, right? You benefit from the compounding.
Compounding.
Correct. So that will bring you to, by the time you reach 65, you have a very significant sum, right?
So if you do it gradually every year, so you get the incentive of the
correct. Plus the incentive of the tax claim if you top up with cash. Don't forget, if you top up through OA, internal OA transfer to RA, there's no tax because you already get a tax claim when you contribute.
Every year is capped at 8,000, I guess. 8,000
per person. So Shamil has a related question. What does the 8,000 tax relief means, right? So this is what it means. It means when you work, you contribute your CPF from your salary. Your CPF contribution is tax deductible, right? It's a relief in your tax form, right? If you top up your CPF with cash, you can also claim similar relief on top of your salary income tax relief. So that is what the 8,000 means, right? So you can claim relief up to 8,000. So if I top up 100,000, unfortunately you cannot claim 100,000 tax relief. You top up in cash for 100,000, you only can claim 8,000, right? So that's what it means.
So I have another question. So just now you talked about property pledge, how that works.
So that is if, for example, if you look at the screen, right, if someone only meets the basic retirement sum this year or whatever years, right, it means that they will be required to have an undertaking and it's I think not any sort of legal form or whatever. The moment you decide to stay at basic retirement sum, CPF will just ask you to acknowledge that in the event that you sell your property, as what I explained to Kumar just now, the net proceeds will return to CPF, which is what the net proceeds always does, right? After paying off your housing loan, the balance goes back to CPF, which is your money, because you use CPF money to pay your housing loan anyway. So you go back to CPF, but instead of just sitting in the OA, right, it will go towards trying to fulfill your full retirement sum. So if this year is your retirement age, full retirement sum is 198, right? You will go back and try to reach 198,800. If you can reach 198,800 and there's still balance, then the balance will go to your OA.
That's
if you cannot reach, then you cannot reach.
Property, right? That will only happen when you sell a property, right?
Only happen when you sell a property, correct? If you don't sell a property, nothing happens.
So if you continue to assuming individual is at the basic retirement sum at this moment, which is 9K. So the individual stay until way beyond 65, right? So the payout will be based on
nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Basic retirement sum. Yeah, the payout will be just based on a basic retirement sum.
So the property pledge portion is really when you sell your property, then that's
Correct.
Add on to a full retirement sum.
Okay. Yes,
but
because
you probably don't get the compound interest if you sell it a lot later than the.
Sure. If you sell it at 65, you don't have the time to compound anymore, right?
Okay, so at the age of 55, do they send a letter to you, or how this thing works?
So yeah, so just now you saw that video that anyway the voice talent was Chris Ho. So those of you who know Chris Ho. It says that before your 55th birthday, I think 3-4 months, if I remember, sometimes earlier, before 55, they will send you a letter to explain to you that, this is what's going to happen at 55. Your RA will be created for you, right? You have to make a decision whether you want to, if you have enough funds to top up to your FRS, full retirement sum, or you want to stick on the basic retirement sum, right? If you, like I say, if you decide to stick with basic retirement sum, then they ask you to acknowledge this condition of a property pledge. If not, then yeah, full retirement sum, you just set full retirement sum, and on the 55th birthday itself, day one, I think, the transfers will take place from your SAOA to meet your full retirement sum.
So just now you mentioned the interest rate on the RA is actually 4.04 at this moment per year.
Yeah, the current interest rate is this quarter is 4.04 because of a slight adjustment. The CPF follows whatever is the sort of market interest rate for fixed deposits and savings account. So currently it's 4.04 for this quarter. We await to see whether the next quarter will change, but at least till December this year is 4.04 you see on screen, right? But if you're 55 and above, you get boosters.
So I think it's really about, if you have the cash, how you invest, whether you can beat the 4.04%. That's one.
Exactly, correct. Risk, don't forget this is risk-free. So you can look at risk-adjusted return. So not sure if there's a definite answer for this, but I'm a student now, will start work next year. Okay, very good that you're joining as a student. Congratulations. Good to start young. Okay, very hard to find people who understands how to start young. Top up SA or MA first, or just participate in VC3A. What is VC3A? Sorry, where it distributes. Oh, you see, CPF. Oh, voluntary contribution. I think if you're starting work, depends on what kind of commitments you're planning. If you got zero commitments and you basically single and all this, I think you should try to power up your SA as much as possible, right? Later on, I'm sure, like most people, you start thinking of getting married and having a home and all that, then you may not have the luxury of powering up your SA as much as you would like. Then you have to recalibrate, right? Then you may not top up as much in the SA. I think you all may have heard of this Lo Ching Chong's 1M65 movement. If you've not, go and Google him. I'm not doing any special promotion, but I'm just trying to use it as an illustration of, if you really chong on your SA, this is what he is advocating. He really chong on his SA, and then he reached 1 million at age 65, right? Just by using SA, nothing else. Not about talking about working or other investment. Okay, so there's his movement. So this is just to share with you that little bit of a side thing. So do I recommend you top up your SA or MA? Because I think SA, because you are young, I presume medical risks and stuff like that are fairly low. Eventually, when you start work, your MA will build up anyway, right? Participate in voluntary contribution. Yeah, I think, again, focus on your SA rather than voluntary contribution across the 3 accounts. Again, I'm presuming you are, again, young, starting work, not much commitment, in fact, zero commitment. Power up your SA until the day where you have other obligations and you have to minimize or allocate elsewhere. Okay, any other question? I just want to share the CPF screen before we finish off today. So do go to the CPF planner. This window away from the share. blocking the screen. Okay, so you should see the CPF, this CPF webpage, CPF Planner, Retirement Income. This planner can help you plan. It is SingPass enabled, so you see if I click, it goes to SingPass, so I obviously can't do it to share everybody, but you can do it for yourself. It's designed for people who have salary, so if you're a student not starting work yet, obviously not possible, and it will be catered for you, people who have income. And before your retirement. So those who have reached 55 onwards, this planner will not work for you. This is for people who are before 55. And those who are drawing on CPF Life also, or those are in between 55 to before CPF Life, this planner will not work for you. So the reason why I know is because I'm in that group, I try and it says, it doesn't work for me. So if you want to use some other tools, you can more than welcome to come to our website. Our website has this very useful retirement calculator spreadsheet, which I highly recommend. It's an Excel spreadsheet, which simply gives you an ability to look at and to just share. So it's a simple Excel spreadsheet that help you to estimate how much retirement income you will need, right? Based on just keying in a few items of your age and your expected annual your expected expenses, right? If you want 3,000 a month times 12 is 36,000. You want 5,000 a month, then times 12 is 60,000. You just key in the figure and it will ask you for your available resources, how much you have today. You need to estimate your available resources, and the interest rate there will help you compound. So you don't have to figure out how to do compounding. It will help you compound, and then you can estimate your retirement needs and calculate, and it will show you what is your shortfall, if there's any shortfall in red, right? And what you can do to bridge that shortfall, how much you need to save additionally per year, per month to bridge that shortfall. Okay, very simple, very powerful. We have created this without any age restriction, so anybody can use. So I suggest you can. I highly recommend. And next year we have an investment illustrator as well that can help you to use some tools to. So use. Oh, sorry, I need to share that. You can also use our investment illustrator or retirement savings illustrator, which we have also made available on our tools page, for you to calibrate, right? How much you need to, how much you want to draw in retirement income, how much you need to save, and we don't know whether that nest egg is sufficient for you to last during your retirement years. Okay, so go try it out. These tools are all free and available. Yeah, and take advantage of these resources. Okay, before I end, well, we'll go to the quiz and just sort of end off. Any questions before that?
Will paste the link to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, you can come to our tools page. Okay, so let me just give you our tools, IFL tools page. So I will put so I put the link for our tools page on the chat. And feel free to use it. Helps you to plan, right? Okay. So yeah.
You see, right now there's this tools, investment tools like savings bonds that is 10 years, right? I'd like to take your opinion. If I'm at 50 right now, as compared to putting money, if I have a pool of money, let's say 100,000, right? Would you prefer, would you put this into a savings bond for 10 years versus putting it into CPF, SA, which yields 4%? Savings bonds is about 3.1, 3.2%. Because at the end of the day, at 65, anything in excess of the full retirement sum is something we can take back, right?
Yes, anything in excess after you met the full retirement sum, you can withdraw, correct?
Yeah. So would it be better for the 100,000 to go into the savings bond or 100,000 to go into the SA, treating SA like a fixed deposit that yields 4.04%?
I think from a risk return perspective, both are same, right? Obviously 4% is greater. So if you're going to, the only thing is that once you put into the SA, it is locked there. It's locked in there. Whereas you put in a Singapore savings bonds, you get the liquidity back. In the event that you for some reason at the point in time after 10 years or before 10 years, you need the liquidity.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the
Singapore savings bond is
the 1% benefit is in return for the flexibility then. Okay.
For the liquidity, yes, because in case anything between year 1 to year 10, you need the funds, you have the liquidity in the SSB.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Before we end, just a word, make sure you make your CPF nomination. I know people assume that you do, but just make sure you do. Make sure you make your CPF nomination. That's pretty simple. The CPF nomination process is also online. Okay, if there's no further questions, I encourage you to, can you please complete up our today's session by completing the post-training survey in Finland Academy so you can log back in. You should go to now the post-training survey and assessment folders, complete it so that you can get a copy of today's slides as well for your reference, especially the CPF numbers. So complete this post-training survey assessment, click submit, and after that you should be able to get you should be able to get access to the training materials, right? If you have follow the step that I mentioned just now. So complete post-training assessment, post-training survey, okay? Once you've completed it, right, both the survey and assessment, you should go back to the dashboard and go to this thing called recently completed courses because you've completed, right? So go to recently completed courses, pull down the arrow thing, and you can begin downloading the training materials. Okay, downloading the training materials from your dashboard, right? Okay, so definitely useful. Post the course code. Today's course code is let me go stand back a bit. Today's course code, I think I put there. WK Whiskey Korea 10850. WK 10850. You have to associate the course code to your one, otherwise you don't get the materials, the correct materials. Okay. So finish the pre-training, finish the post-training now since we are finishing the session. Finish the survey and the assessment. Hopefully you get the assessment all right now. Hopefully. And then go to the dashboard under recently completed courses. Pull it down and look for today's session and download the materials. Okay. Okay. We managed to make it in good time. Again, before I end off, thank you very much for coming to our sessions, and I hope you take advantage of what the Institute for Financial Literacy and Money Sense is able to collate for you and for members of the public. Like I said, come to our website, look for our courses, take part in if you're a social media person, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc., etc. You get notification on courses as well, or sign up for our newsletter, and join us for events. If you have any personal questions later on, you want to do a one-to-one session, come to our website, go to this tab that you see I'm highlighting, free one-to-one consultation. You can just click on it and schedule a financial health clinic for yourself or your family members. Okay, you can speak to a volunteer who can help you to address some questions. Okay, any final comments or questions? Otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you Shamil. I'm glad to hear that you found it useful. Please share with your friends as well and your families to make use of this. To me, it's a good resource, right? What Money Sense is doing. So share it with your friends as well. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Kumar. Thank you very much, SK. Okay. Have a good weekend. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. And look forward to seeing you in. So please complete the surveys and get the materials. Once you're done, you can block off. And I hope to see you all around in other sessions.
Okay? See you. Have a good weekend.
Take care. Cheers. All good, Lim? Okay. Enjoy your library day. Take care. Bye-bye.